morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Rambling Rusty Elm, and this is Rambling with Rusty. Today, we are heading back into Solstice to work some more on that zone. However, it is also the start of the new set of Golden Pursuits. So I want to take a look at those. And see here that it requires 15 completed pursuits to get 50 key undaunted keys, 500 seals of endeavor, and 25,000 gold. Now, looking through them, I've already actually counted them up on another character, and there are 21 total pursuits. 6 of which are specific dungeons, and 3 of those requiring a minimum of 2 people to complete. The other 3 theoretically could be done single-handedly. Then there's also 3 public dungeon boss endeavors, or pursuits. Looks like it's going to require 3 public dungeons to complete those. 10 delves across 2 different pursuits. We will not be able to get the undaunted skill lines, so we're down to 19 possible pursuits that we can do. But then there's 3 requiring undaunted pledges, which would require 3 days worth of work or 3 different characters. So probably will not pursue those 3, at least not actively, dropping us to 16 possible, which means that I will need to complete basically all 16 of those in order to get the 50 undaunted keys at the end. I'm going to go ahead and save these. I'll probably do, not this week, but next week. I'll do a special series where we'll just go through and do a boatload of dungeons and try and get them all done. In the meantime, let's head back to Solstice and get going with the episode today. Let's see, we were headed here, or into this area here, I should say. It's trial there. Tidal fishing camp. I'll have to head down and look at that. But I think we're going to work our way over to the Tides of Heart. The Shell-Tide Argonian village. So, off we go. Let's see, we need to head this way.
Oh, nice. What did you find?
Get over here. This looks like it might be the entrance to the trial. But I don't know, since I've never actually been to where the trial's located. No, just a little whatchamacallit out here. Little spot for them to hide some treasure, I
Anything
guess.
good?
We do have this fishing village down here. Tidal fishing camp. Looks like it's been overrun by hadalids. Join the Order of the Black Worm. I don't see any Argonians out here fishing, so...
Looking forward to seeing what you make. You don't want to do this!
There's a house here. I haven't actually looked at this house. Let's see, where are we? We are on this island down here. I was wondering about this island. Okay. Well, let's have a look around. Love that shell. Here's the outdoor pool that little blurb was talking about. Along the shore. Now let's check this room out first. Nothing big here. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And we have steaming salt water in here, apparently. And a little fountain-type pool there. And more steaming salt water in here. Doesn't look like you can get up to what's up there, so... Let's see. Yeah. Just enough to stop you from getting up there. Okay. Well, not super excited. Okay, well, not a super exciting home to me. A lot of extra plant life that doesn't actually need to be here, it looks like. I'm betting about half the slots in this house are taken up by landscape stuff. Lots of trees. Oh, here's a neat little hidden area. Oh, some artificial walls. Huh? Okay, well. That's a nice little sight of the gates there. Okay, so let's take a look. 1.2 million unfurnished. Furnished only available through crowns. Let's see, 72 conservatory furnishings. Wow. That's a lot of benches. 2 counters. I actually want to go look at this just to see where all these benches are hidden. Because, yeah, as suspected, it's certainly not outside. Okay, so we got a couple of rugs. There's 3 of them. Stone benches. There's 3 more, so that's 6 stone benches just in here. Wow. Probably 6 more here. 3, 6, that's up to 12. Did I miss some in here? Nope. Bedroom and a office. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's both of those fountains. Well, there's 12 more benches somewhere. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Did I miss some out here? Nope. Which means they must be out here. And I don't see them out here either. Oh, there's 5 and 6. 7, 8. So we're only missing 4 of them. It's quite possible I overlooked them somewhere. Oh, there's 1. There's 2. 3 and 4. Okay. Not very impressive. Oops, wrong button. Unfurnished. Let's look at this. So unfurnished, there are 122 slots out of 215. So roughly half. Little, actually says 74. Look at all those freaking candles. Okay. Let's go back to the entrance. I don't know that I don't think I'm going to spend 1.2 million to buy that.
Good quality there.
Well, we've made our way to the village. by going along the coast.
Is this the mercenary? You are welcome, Ogel, but allow me to cut straight to the pearl. The presence of these cultists threatens the Tideborn. Tribes from across the island bring their eggs here to mature in our holy waters, but those waters have become tainted, unclean. Yes, that is correct. A ritual I hope will both lift up the next generation of Tideborn warriors and dispel the necrotic taint on our waters, all in time to aid your cause. How familiar are you with the Chukase tradition? A rite of passage for young eggkin to prove themselves to their community and to the tide. Completing the ritual should elevate our young and clear the waters, but the ritual path has become too dangerous. I was forced to pause the tradition. Until your arrival, yes, Ogel. Outsider, I ask that you aid our young warriors by clearing cultists from the ritual path so the Chukase can be completed. Seek out the brothers Senek and Talali Has. Help them perform the rite, and we will help you. Senek Has will be at the training grounds northeast of my hut. Talali Has is tending to the hatchery pools east of here, beyond the village walls. Tell them to begin their Chukase and accompany them to the entrance of our burial grounds. That is where the ritual path begins, and where the worm cult is most active. We first thought they were pirates, but they cut us off from our burial grounds. Now we hear the sound of shovels turning earth, so it seems. They use our own dead against us, and even our most powerful warriors grow weaker as their vile magic seeps deeper into our land. We rely on the water brought by the tide to nurture our eggs, to deliver memories discarded into the great river and instill them in new homes. But now, the tainted water... Your tail twitches like a young one, Keshu. You have questions, yes?
I'd like to hear more about the tide. Go on ahead, mercenary. I will catch up.
Okay. Well, we have our mission. Let's take a moment.
The trees grow tall and strong.
Okay, the delve we were headed to is there, so this is going to be right.
Take that! Ha! And that! Taste the salt of my blade! Has my fighting prowess caught your attention, outsider? Huh. Well, do try to keep your distance, lest I cleave you in two. Has that old lizard finally accepted what I've known all along? That these cultists must be dealt with swiftly before we lose any more young? Join me in battle, Ogel. My scales shimmer at the news. While I wish it were me taking down the cultists, I'll accept finally being recognized as a full-fledged warrior. Perhaps the Tide Reader has sense left in him after all. When Tlali will certainly erect the spine of surprise when he hears of this. Our scales have itched for the opportunity to prove our worthiness and push back the cultists.
Another find for your pack.
pledge lost to the necrotic taint. Rest, Akin. Your time will come. I promise.
Still your waters, Talali. An outsider approaches.
Forgive me, outsider. The Tide Reader sends an outsider to find me? And here I thought I'd seen all the Tide could offer. Have you come to help with the poison tides? Our young, I erect the spine of intrigue. Although, who am I to look a gift guar in the mouth? I suppose we are to meet at the entrance to the burial grounds? Of course. Allow me to mark your map. It is a great honor you have been given. Our chukase is a traditional rite, to be sure.
Alrighty.
That could be helpful.
Do not let the excitement of these young ones distract you from our goal, mercenary. We must help the brothers complete their ritual and cleanse the waters so that I can secure the aid of the Tideborn against the greater worm cult. Help them complete their chukase. The first trial in the rite honors the village's past. The brothers must visit the resting places of 4 Tideborn ancestors. We must ensure their safety while they pay their respects. Do not become complacent. The worm cult defiles this burial ground. We will need to contend with them, protect the brothers, and try to ascertain exactly what the cultists are up to here. And remember, as much as the brothers may wish to help you, that is not their place in this. Once you deem a site safe to approach...
Alrighty.
Senek, Talal,
We'll see it done.
I will meet you more east of here, near the cliffs. Good hunting, Earth. For any clues about what the worm cult might be planning.
Elders, your tide recedes, but is not forgotten.
Ancestors, we remember and ask you to bless our sacred waters.
Never get tired of that sound. Another sign for your pack.
Ancestors, we praise the ripples of your passing.
Elders, let Itzteish guide you across the waves.
The currents of the past flow ever into the future.
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that.
Inspire us.
I missed something up here.
These cultists exhume our dead and leave them drying in the sun.
You've met your match.
They must pay.
Your quest to improve never ends, just like a knight. Your prowess was befitting a knight. Well done. Wonder what price that lot might fetch.
The source of the tide's power? Is that why they desecrate our dead?
Oh, nice. What did you find? Knight never yields!
The worm cult presence here is more entrenched than I thought. They have embedded themselves under every palm and colossal shell. What of the Chukase? Were the brothers able to complete them and not a scale out of place? Good work, mercenary. Next, we must facilitate their dream wallows, a type of dream given to them by the tide. We will need the root of a Fanic Gok plant from the ridgeline to the east. That is your next task. By questioning the dead, I don't like the sound of that. You will encounter a cultist camp I spotted on your...
Alright, it looks like we are out of time for today's episode. Next time we will continue with this quest line and follow it to its conclusion before heading up to the delve north of the village. Until then, I'm Rambling Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.